Good morning, students. Today I will continue with the same chapter, that is biotechnology. Today I will discuss about a very interesting topic called transgenesis. Now, what is transgenesis? Transgenesis is a process by which we insert a gene inside either in plant or in animal. Now, if you are entering the gene inside a plant, we call it as transformation. Whereas, if we insert this gene inside an animal, we call it as transfaction. Is called transfaction and transformation, and the process is called plant transgenesis and animal transgenesis. Now, this is transgenesis. Now, the question is, how come we got this idea that we can insert a gene inside a plant or an animal, and why we do so? Firstly, let me tell you why we do so. We do it to improve a plant health, or we do it to increase a plant's yield. Same with the animals. Say for example, a protein which is found in some bacteria, it's very good for human health. Now, if we insert that particular gene which produces that protein inside an animal, say for example, inside a cow, what we are getting is, when this cow will be producing milk, the milk will contain that particular protein which is very much good for human health. Now, we know how why we have inserted, or why we insert any gene inside any plant or animal. As I already told you people, that in biotechnology, whatever we do it for only one thing, that is human benefit. To improvise a human's life. Now the question is, how come we got to know that we can actually transfer a gene inside a plant or an animal? Now, it all started from a disease which takes place in plants known as crown gall disease. Now, this disease, crown gall disease, it takes place in plants where a plant is infected and tumor comes up. And which may lead to the death of that particular plant. Now, when they come to know about this disease, they started finding out what is the cause of this disease. Now, when they come to know about the disease, this disease is caused by a bacteria called Agrobacterium tumefaciens. Now, Agrobacterium tumefaciens, what does it do to make this plant this disease, or give this disease to this plant? Now, they came to know this particular bacteria do have a plasmid DNA. Let me enlarge that DNA, plasmid DNA. This plasmid is known as Ti plasmid. Ti stands for tumor inducing plasmid. Now in this GI plasmid, what we have is, we have some genes called transgenes, and in the middle we have this this gene which actually produces a toxic product called opium. Now this disease, what does it do actually? This bacteria transfer this particular set of gene inside the plant species, where the plant itself starts producing this toxic product, और this ये जो विष है वो प्रोड्यूस करता है, which results in this particular disease called crown gall disease. Now thing is that what scientists found very interesting is that a bacteria can be used to transfer a set of gene inside any other organism. Now from there, what they did actually, say for example, cotton plant. Now cotton plant is very much subjected to parasites. The various kinds of parasites, there are various kinds of pesticides. What these pesticides do actually, they eat up the cotton plant, mainly leaves, as well as the cotton buds, which results in lowering of yield. Now, what they did actually, the scientists used a bacteria called Bacillus thuringiensis. Bacillus thuringiensis, by using its plasmid DNA, they also introduced this particular set of gene with the help of these transgenes. Now this particular set of gene, what does it do? Where it is inserted into a cotton plant, it also produces a toxic product, but this toxic product is not toxic for cotton plant. Rather, it is very much toxic for those pests. Now what actually happened is, after inserting this gene inside a cotton plant, it produces this particular protein that is toxic for pest. Now when this pest come and eat up this cotton plant, they feel very thirsty. Now once they feel very thirsty, what they do actually, they mug up some water. Now once they have mug up some water, they will die. They will die. Now when they die, pests do have this tendency that if something goes wrong with the leader or the pest which is already died because by eating this cotton plant, they won't go there to eat again. By this way, we have rectified the yield which was lowered due to pest, and now it is high because no pest is coming and eating up these cotton plants. So this is the uses of transgenesis. Now this particular cotton, we call it as BT cotton. Now this is transgenesis, and by this process we can rectify many plant species, or we can input a gene which will produce some good proteins for human benefit or something like that. Say for example, golden rice. transgenic mice, transgenic plants, transgenic tobacco plants, etc. By inserting some genes, either we are rectifying the species yield or the quality of product it is producing, and so on. And ultimately what we are doing for? We are doing for our own benefit. So this is transgenesis. Now thank you for today. If you have any queries, please DM me out in my number.